All right, let's unpack this. Today we're doing a bit of a different deep dive, something really fascinating. It's kind of a conceptual puzzle, actually. We're focusing just on a title, the title of a recent NPR piece from June 18th, 2025, Iran's Bunker Buster Quest.
Right, just the title.
Exactly. And you might be thinking, what can we really get from just 3 or 4 words? But that's where it gets interesting, right? Our mission for you today is exploring what this title itself communicates. The big questions it immediately throws up for anyone watching global events. It's less about the article, more about the sheer weight packed into that phrase.
Yeah, and what's so striking is how just a few words can conjure up this whole complex picture.
Hmm.
You immediately think geopolitics, specific technology,
Hmm.
and it makes you ask, well, what is a bunker buster really?
Yeah.
And what does it mean when you call something a quest for a whole nation?
That's the perfect starting point. So bunker buster. For anyone maybe not familiar, you should picture a very specific kind of weapon. We're talking bombs, yes, but designed specifically to penetrate,
Yeah.
to get through really deep, really hardened targets. Think underground command posts.
Fortified sites, hidden facilities, that sort of thing.
Exactly. It's about getting past immense defenses.
Yeah.
Like a specialized drill almost, but, explosive.
And then you have that second word, quest, that really shifts the meaning, doesn't it?
No, it does.
It's not like Iran's bunker buster program or purchase. Quest feels different. It implies something deliberate, a real challenge maybe,
An ongoing effort.
a pursuit.
Yeah, a pursuit. For a nation that suggests, it suggests this is a strategic priority. They're investing serious resources, time, probably a lot of research and development.
So it's a long-term goal, not just picking something off a shelf.
Precisely. It's framed as a mission, something they're actively striving for. Okay, so let's put it together. You have Iran, a country very much, in the spotlight internationally, often discussed in terms of its nuclear ambitions, its regional role, and you pair that with this bunker buster quest. What does that combination immediately tell us? Before we even click the link, what signal does it send about, say, global security?
Well, that's where the title itself becomes the core information source for us today. Pairing Iran with this specific quest, it flags a potential strategic shift. You have to assume that. It suggests Iran perceives a need, maybe, to counter threats that are deeply buried. Or perhaps they want to deter others from using or building such facilities.
Okay, so it implies a strategic calculation.
A very specific one.
Yeah.
That this capability is somehow vital for their security moving forward, whether that's purely defensive or potentially for projecting some kind of power. Because the ability to threaten these targets is almost as powerful as actually destroying them.
Yeah.
It's a diplomatic lever, too.
That's a really sharp point. And the fact this isn't some obscure source, right? It's NPR, major news outlet. What does the public knowledge itself do? The fact that this quest is now out there in a headline, what are the immediate ripples, you think?
Oh, that's critical. Public knowledge, especially from a credible source, carries huge weight. For one, it might signal that intelligence communities are aware that it's, a verifiable thing they're tracking. It's serious.
Right.
For rivals or adversaries, it's a clear message about Iran's developing capabilities, their intentions maybe. It could force them to rethink their own strategies. For Iran's allies, maybe it looks like strengthening defenses. And for international bodies, diplomats involved in talks, especially with the nuclear program,
Yeah.
it immediately raises flags. Regional stability, proliferation, the future of negotiations. The headline itself kind of sets a new baseline for all those conversations.
So wrapping this up then, our little deep dive just into the phrase Iran's bunker buster quest. It really shows how much can be packed into just a few words, doesn't it? Information, intent, potential consequences.
Yeah, it's quite amazing.
It's a testament, really, to how language works in these high-stakes international discussions, how a title alone can signal shifts in power, influence diplomacy, set the stage before the full story is even told.
Absolutely. And if we pull back to the bigger picture, maybe a question for you, the listener, to think about is this. What does the pursuit, especially the public pursuit, of these kinds of highly specialized military tools, what does that do to a nation's standing? How might it fundamentally change their position globally? And, what does that reveal about that constant tension, the one between national security needs and, wider international stability?
That's definitely something profound to chew on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.